Good morning. Rise and shine, my friends. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Katherine Hobbs. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me. It's going to be a nice and not totally soul-melting 87 degrees today with some sun and clouds. I just got word from my apartment that our pool will be closed the first half of summer, which, make sense. But if you see me at Clyde Warren Park dancing under the fountains, you'll know what's up. And feel free to join me. I am a big fan of dancing with strangers and embarrassing the both of us. Well, the birds who hang with me on my balcony while I work each morning might be coming up on a little bit of a diva moment. Here's hoping they don't start charging me for their morning concerts because a new initiative from the UN might be giving them some ideas. I'm hopeful that birdseed will count as paying my dues because there is no way I could afford pit seats to this show every morning. More on that in a minute, but first, let's get you the news you need to start your day. So the ACLU of Texas has filed a complaint with Princeton ISD, that's just north of Plano. They allege the district discriminated against an organization that supports LGBTQ+ students. They claim the district likely violated both the U.S. and the Texas constitutions by refusing Princeton TX diverse access to campus facilities. This all started back in April when the district banned the group from renting a space or being a vendor on district property. The reason? They tried to donate a gift basket containing banned books to a charity event at Princeton High School. Now, the ACLU says the district hasn't actually banned any books, but that the books were labeled as banned because other entities have tried to ban or censor them. In a news release, the ACLU of Texas called Princeton ISD's actions a, quote, arbitrary abuse of government power. Well, the clock's not just ticking on Richardson ISD's school year, but on 4 Richardson elementary schools themselves. Those include Spring Valley, Thurgood Marshall, Spring Ridge, and Greenwood Hills, and they're all set to be consolidated into other schools. Now, Richardson ISD isn't the only one. Many districts across Texas, from Irving to Plano to Fort Worth and Arlington, are all facing huge budget shortfalls to the tune of about $30 million plus. The inevitable solution? Well, it's going to be school closures and layoffs. 2 Irving elementary schools will close next year, and Fort Worth ISD is also looking at closures amid falling enrollment. Also in school news, North Texas isn't the only region in the state suffering from budget shortfalls. Public schools statewide are running out of money. They're spreading the blame around, from outdated state funding to rising inflation to falling enrollment rates and underfunded mandates. KERA's Bill Ziebel has more on that.
It's nearly the perfect breezy day in May to be outside as temperatures near 80 degrees. Travis Fitzgerald picks up his 6-year-old kindergartner Graham for the 5-minute walk home from school.
So this is Greenwood Hills Elementary. How many days left, buddy?
11.
11. He knows more than I do, of course.
The clock's not just ticking on Richardson ISD's school year, but on 4 Richardson elementaries themselves: Spring Valley, Thurgood Marshall, Spring Ridge, and this campus, Greenwood Hills.
I think everybody knows that it's going to close, but we really haven't thought about it, and we're just kind of trying to, celebrate all the kids that have gone through it. I think everybody's kind of shelved their emotions, at least for now.
Richardson Superintendent Tabitha Branham told parents at a town hall meeting earlier this year that the district faced a $28 million deficit, total enrollment was down 2,500 students. These 4 schools were the emptiest, so the kids would be reassigned.
Looking at where our budget is and knowing we're going to have to make some difficult decisions, as a superintendent, I promise you, never in that trajectory is this a decision or a recommendation that you would hope to make.
Richardson is not alone. Many districts in North Texas face shortfalls of $30 million or more, leaving school closures and layoffs as solutions. Schools statewide are suffering financially. A new survey from the Texas Association of School Business Officials found more than half of the 300-plus districts it surveyed expect a deficit by the end of the year. That's a lot more than last year, when less than a third reported a deficit. Clay Robison with the Texas State Teachers Association blames the governor.
The main reason they're struggling financially is because Greg Abbott refused to sign a public school funding bill last year without vouchers, even with a $33 billion budget surplus.
Abbott tried and failed in 4 special sessions last year to get a voucher-like plan approved. Last week, when some Democratic lawmakers demanded Abbott call another special session to fund public education, he blamed school district deficits on the end of federal COVID dollars and falling enrollments. Abbott added that if lawmakers had approved vouchers last year, districts would now have their money. Dallas Superintendent Stephanie Elizalde suspects that after recent elections, vouchers may finally pass next year. But like others, she needs funding now. Her district faces a deficit approaching $200 million.
We did have to right size based on loss of student enrollment. That's a reality. But we haven't had to do the severe, deep cuts that many of our neighboring school districts have had to do.
Back in Richardson, Travis Fitzgerald says his kindergartner's current 5-minute walk to school will turn into a 15 or 20-minute trek to the new school next year because it's more than a mile away. There won't be a bus.
We are actually too close to all of the schools. We are too close to the junior high, the elementary, and the high school.
6-year-old Graham will miss Greenwood Hills.
I kind of like it.
And what do you know about the new school?
It's fun.
So you've been there?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about walking to it? Easier, harder?
Harder.
Because
you could get hit by cars.
that's why driving's an option now for Fitzgerald, even if he'd prefer otherwise. The same way school closures, layoffs, and budget cuts are options for struggling school districts wishing they didn't have to exercise them.
That was KERA's Bill Ziebel. The Mavs are back on the court tonight for the next game of their conference finals. That's tonight at 7:30 against the Timberwolves. Be sure to tune in. Okay, remember how I said there's a new singer-songwriter on the streaming scene? Or I guess maybe it's the original artist, depending on how you look at it. But platforms are now crediting nature as an artist. Her proceeds go back towards conservation and biodiversity efforts. It's all a part of the Sound Right initiative from the United Nations. Well, I have some more basketball news for all of my fellow It's Not a Phase High School Musical phase havers. Greenscape's Watch Party Wednesday is featuring the modern classic. Yes, leave my millennial self alone, it is a modern classic. As well as a mini dance class to learn the choreography to We're All in This Together. Costumes are encouraged, and you just know someone dressed as Shardae is going to bring the entire house down. Check it out tonight at 7:30, and the best part, y'all, it is free. For more arts and culture events, check out kera.org/calendar. Thank you so much for starting your day with me. I am so glad you take a few minutes to listen each morning. Be sure to subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter, also by yours truly, at keranews.org, and check us out on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Katherine Hobbs. We'll chat again tomorrow.